Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Addressing Disproportionality Using Data to Foster Equity in Education. And I am your host today, Dr. Crystal Turney, and I look forward to spending the next 50 or so minutes with you. I'll get into talking a little bit about myself and all of that fun stuff in just a few minutes here. But in the meantime, I want to get started with an icebreaker. So we're going to jump right in. I want you to think about data from an equity lens. When you're reviewing your school's data, what does it say about who thrives and who struggles and why? I'd like for you to think about that and then drop some of your responses in the chat. Mimi, thank you so much for sharing. Who thrives? White and Asian, English as first language speakers. Who struggles based on your data? Black students, Hispanic, homeless youth, as well as multilingual students. Connor, thank you so much for sharing. There's a disparity between economically disadvantaged students and non-economically disadvantaged students. Nicole, thank you for sharing. Many students in lower socioeconomic households are struggling to find value in schools. That is unfortunately not uncommon. And Julie, thank you for sharing. Our district-wide data shows that middle school girls show a lower sense of belonging than other student groups. Thank you. Any others or anybody else have anything to share or to add? And feel free to come off mute to share that or put it in the chat. Marianne, thank you. I am disproportionately servicing girls in math. Thank you so much for sharing. Well, we are going to dig deep into all of those challenges and those struggles today. And one thing to remember is this is a very short period of time, right? So we cannot solve all of the problems of the world in about 42 minutes here, but we will be able to dig deep and to reflect and to think about some actions that we can implement as soon as tomorrow so that we can have an impact and to address the disproportionality that we are seeing in our schools. Thank you, Lanny, for sharing. Our behavior data is disproportionality, more male than female, almost 2-to-1. And then Connor, you spoke about the gender gap in post-secondary enrollment, persistence, and completion with greater female achievement. I like to say there's nothing new under the sun. So understand that everything that you have shared are trends that we are seeing nationally, and we're going to take some time to dig into what those national trends look like. And then we're even going to look at maybe what your individual states represent, and again, work towards some solutions. And we won't solve everything today, but we will really dig away at some of these challenges as well as opportunities to address disproportionality. Thank you, Dr. Russell. Black males are also more likely to get the brunt end of school discipline. Thank you. And we're going to talk about some of those policies and practices that really lend themselves to how that data is disproportionate for Black male students, especially. So I am going to try to move forward. Sorry about that. Thank you. Having a little technology issue. Okay, okay, here we go. Sorry, now it started to jump super ahead. So how did we get here? I introduced myself at the very beginning, but I want to talk a little bit more about myself and my background, my passion, and how we got to this place of passion around disproportionality and some work that I have done to help address it. So once again, I'm Dr. Crystal Turney. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. I am actually in another part of the state today doing some school improvement work as well as addressing disproportionality. So I have worked in education for 25 years. 20 of those years were in public education. I started off as an English teacher, went on to do school improvement and literacy work, went on to become an assistant principal at a suburban urban. After that, I became the first Black